That's funny.
All right. We have started. Thanks so much for joining us. This is going to be a wonderful 45 minutes to an hour where we're going to give you a value-rich information about new programs, about where and how to succeed in our current market dynamic, and something we're extremely proud of and excited about our platform and all of the new proprietary tools that we're bringing you to help you execute on all of this stuff. Okay. So without further ado, we'll get started. Today, we're going to do it a little different. Normally, I jump into product and start talking about that, but I am going to do an overview of the regular Join CDM website. I'm going to go through this relatively quickly because you can read, you can read yourself, and it is all out there on that Join CDM site. So if you ever want to talk to us, if you want to have a one-on-one, come to the website, Join CDM, click the Let's Talk, and then fill out that form. That goes straight into our recruiter platform. One of our wonderful assistants will get in touch with you. They'll give you a call, shoot you a text message, schedule you a time to talk to one of our recruiters. Okay, so that's what you want to do if you're ready to move forward or if you have further questions. Okay, so going through the website, you can kind of see all of the coverage that we have throughout the country. We're practically national, so we have a lot of states. So come in here, take a look at that. We're going to go through all of these different systems. Okay, Salesforce, LeadWorld, My Quote Pro, your own personal CDM website, Broker AIQ, the retention platform, right? So there's all types of systems that we're giving you within the client direct mortgage ecosystem. And we'll talk about that in more detail shortly. You do have the digital, what we call the digital storefront, which is your website, your CRM behind the website, a couple of other things that I'm going to talk about shortly, but it's a robust offering. We really want it to be where if you so choose, you can come to client direct, plug and play. On day one, we'll pop up one of these wonderful sites. And when you go look at the site, you'll see, wow, there's a pricing engine in here. Wow, there's a loan estimate analyzer in here. This is rich, valuable stuff. This is not your run-of-the-mill. This is not your grandpa's Buick. This is the modern new way of how websites should be created, not just from a visual perspective, because a lot of people look at that. Oh, how's it look? How's it look? How's it look? That's not the important thing. It's not as important. What's important, what kind of tools does it have to engage consumers so that they stay on the site and try to get some information, right? If they have a loan estimate, they already got one, they can put it into your site. It'll analyze the loan estimate, go hit up against the pricing engine and tell them if that's a good deal or if you can do better. Now, that's the kind of stuff you need, okay? So take some time and dive into there. There's two ways to join Client Direct. You can come over as full sponsorship, okay? And that's the $4.95 a file. That's the way the majority of folks come over, okay? Majority come over full sponsorship. And just traditional, no holdbacks, nothing like that. So you can come in here and see that we have no caps on commission, just a really, really, really great program. And I'm proud to say the best financial structure in the whole broker and non-deal correspondent community, right? So we have the best deal out there and we're proud of that. You can be 1099 in many states, but when you come here, hit the full sponsorship, there's a whole presentation that will take you through all of those details. All right, but some people want to take advantage of the wonderful stuff we have, like the home equity loan down to 500 FICO score, okay? Mortgage rates, no problem. Or the 700 bips closed in second home equity product that we have. So some people want to take advantage of these things and not necessarily completely come over. And I shouldn't have said 700 bips because in the dual sponsorship, that's full sponsorship if you get the 700 bips, right? Dual sponsorship allows you to stay at your company, okay? And then come over here as a loan officer as well, okay? So certain states where it allowed the dual sponsorship, you have states like Colorado, you have states like Texas, you have states like Washington, they go on and on, right? There's a number of them. They allow you to be at both companies. Once you're at our company on a dual sponsorship, you have two options. So follow me here. The first option is to only be approved in that state that allowed the dual sponsorship. So if you just wanted Colorado and you got Colorado through us and you got other states elsewhere, then that's great. You can submit loans through Colorado and you can indeed get the 700 bips on that deal, okay? If you come over for dual sponsorship to take advantage of all 38 licenses that we have without having to get licensed in all of those, then that is also an option. So you would come over, you get sponsored in Colorado, or let's say Texas, okay? You are paid W-2, you have to be W-2, then you can refer in any deal throughout the country, and you would make 1% on it, 1% on a regular loan, 2% on a home equity product. 1% on a regular loan, 2% on a home equity loan product, okay? And you have information here on dual sponsorship too. So think about this. I think every loan officer should be linked into some kind of structure like this. You're at your regular company now, okay? Great. You don't necessarily want to leave because it's like moving your whole house. Well, think of us as a second home. Just keep your primary residence and then go out and buy a second home. And that's who we are. So it still gives you advantage, because if you get a deal in Idaho, if you get a deal in Arizona, if you get a deal in Texas, if you have a HELOC because you have an auntie in Georgia, you have a cousin in Florida, or you have a friend that's moving out to Florida, or you have a friend that just graduated out of Chicago, Illinois, you can never do their loans. If you're part of this, you can do it and you can make the money, right? Makes sense. You need that coverage. We're one of the only companies out there that has been creative enough and worked with the lawyers and built our systems. I'm going to show you that later, to make this work. Okay, let's move on. Onboarding is straightforward. It's easy. We have a whole onboarding team, right? We have license compliance people. We have systems people. You know, it does take about 8 business days. Everybody gets really excited to come over. When they decide to come over, they're excited. I'm ready. I have 24 hours. Keep in mind and plan for about 8 to 9 days. It's not the 8 or 9 days are not primarily due to us. It's the sponsorships with the different states, right? And in some cases, you can't get certain systems. We can't sign up with certain lenders until you're reflected in the NMLS. So if the NMLS is backed up, well, they're always backed up. I don't even want to use the word backed up. That's like normal. So, but the NMLS is taking their normal time of 7-8 days, or if they're backed up past 7 or 8 days, then we're kind of held up by their timeline. So we may have everything else done, but on average, what we see is about 8 days for you to be fully live. Okay. We are one of the early adopters of Pylon. Pylon lending does have the best rates in the country. All right. Well, every time I go on and price it out, week after week, conventional, jumbo, oh my gosh, the second home and the investment right now has no LLPAs. Crushing. You will win every single deal on those. Come in here, price it out, see where your deal is at. And we provide a lot of transparency, so you can come in here and see exactly what's going on and what kind of access you'd have at Client Direct Mortgage through Pylon. Okay, so that's right there on the platform. And here we are. This is your crew. This is the ones that's going to help you grow, help you get more business. Okay, see it live. Ask anything. That's what we do every Thursday. So you have myself, Ramon Walker. You have Blake Pelton, and you have Madison Jones, and we're all here to help you win and learn our wonderful system. Just hit the register and watch live. Now, lastly, this is what I said from the beginning, the Let's Talk. You come down here, fill this out, okay? And then our assistants will get in touch with you to schedule a time to talk to one of the three of us. Okay, let's kind of move on. What I want to get into now, this is the exciting stuff. Whew, got the preliminary stuff out of the way. Now let's get into it. I'm going to start with the home equity. I have a presentation. Let me just switch. Okay. A presentation that focuses here on our 2 equity products. Okay. So this is a training that we actually do in-house. So we do this every week. So we're going to give you a little taste of what we do in-house for our loan officers as far as training is concerned. But at the same time, give you some exposure into the product that we have. Okay. So we have 2. When we think about home equity, we already know that a lot of individuals are in trouble, and that's why they're trying to get the equity out. for the individuals that are in trouble, they've already had the impact of their credit score going down and this and that. They might have a mortgage late. We have a solution for that. Or on the flip side, you have the person that's kind of like the planner, and they're like, I want to put on an ADU. I want to pay for my kids' college. I want to do this or I want to do that. I want to put in a swimming pool. We had somebody the other day that wants to put in a swimming pool. We have a wonderful product for that as well. And there's a lot of products out there for closed-end seconds. But our particular product, you get paid up to 700 basis points. You can get paid up to 700 basis points. It's a correspondent product, 400 basis points on the back. So on the back means nobody ever sees it. It's on the back, right? You guys know what that means? And then you can charge up to 3.5 points on the front. We're held to high cost. So whatever you can make happen with the high cost, okay? So that's an amazing offering between the two, okay? So let's just walk through it, because I know that was a lot, okay? Now, we talk about leads, and I'm going to kind of skip the leads part and kind of get into just some of the core of the actual program. On the two programs, you can earn up to 7 points, okay? 7 points on, like I said, the traditional. If they don't fit in the traditional, go to the home equity investment. And that's the one down to 500 FICO. Listen here, I don't care if you had a mortgage late. I'm not looking at income. I don't care if you had a notice of default stapled to your door by the people that come out and staple them because you've been in a little bit of trouble, your client's been in a little bit of trouble, and you're in this very sticky financial situation. If you have equity, we can help you, okay? That's what it simply comes down to. That's what we went out and found for you loan officers, because we understand it's a sign of the time. We need to give you tools where you can go out and give clients solutions. And that's what this is about, okay? You do the math, $200,000. I just want to show you $200,000 equity line on this is not the low 500 score one. This is back to the regular product. 200,000, you will make 14,000. I know that's simple math, but some people are just really not comprehending the fact that you can make that much, right? I'm going to show you a little bit more around that in a minute here. Most people are in a 3.375, a little bit higher, a little bit lower. They're not going to do a refinance. Stop buying leads. Stop trying to convince people to do refinances when they already have a low rate. They don't care about we know they have $10,000 in credit card debt at 28%. They're still not letting go of their low rate. You got to find a different solution. And this is it. Okay. Now, going back a little bit, the loan size will go from 50 to 500,000 on this. Okay. And that's for both products. But I'm going to keep on stressing, I could go down to 500 FICO on that one of our HELOC products. Okay. Everything in the industry, every program out there, every single solid one of them, except for ours, requires these things in order to touch the equity. In order to extract the equity, you need income. You need debt to income. You got to look at the trade lines. There's going to be monthly payments. There could be prepayment penalties. And that's one thing that I didn't tell you. That's one thing I didn't tell you. There are no payments on that particular loan. See, I like to just drop a gold nugget on you. There are no payments on the 500 FICO loan. Okay. So home equity loan. So it's amazing. It's an amazing product. We love it. We're super excited about it. And we will teach you more as you get into our fold at Client Direct Mortgage. No, don't make a meeting with us. Ask us who the lender is, who that is. We're not going to tell you anything. Sorry. Come join. Come be a part of the family, and we'll share it all with you. We'll teach you. We'll walk you through the process, right? So that's going to end this part, the home equity. I'm going to stop right there. I don't want you to we're getting into too much of the juicy stuff. The real value is on these next slides, but this is just a teaser, if you will. You get to have an appetizer. If you'd like to come and have a full meal, then fill out that Let's Talk. And then we'll talk about you coming over and being sponsored by Client Direct. And remember, it doesn't have to be the full sponsorship. It could be the dual sponsorship. You have options here. Okay, let's move on. What I want to show you next is our proprietary point of sale system. Okay. Nobody in the mortgage industry has access to this system except for Client Direct loan officers. That's the definition of proprietary. It's only ours. We created it, right? We created it because we understood a need. I'm not going to go too deep into this because they have actual real live applications in here, but you can start to see some of the front end where our perspective on how we like to organize our workflow. We have docs review. We have loans that have stalled, meaning nobody's touched them in 5 days. We have new applications that came in within the last 72 hours, right? We have docs that are being collected. We have in processing. We have a lot of stuff in here, okay? It's a very rich system. I'm going to come back and show you the pricing, but I'm going to dive into a particular file. I have a test file open already. So this is Tom Richards, okay? So if you come in here, it starts to show you all of the things that you can do on this particular application. Now, I told you before, you can come in as a dual sponsor, right? And if you got a loan, if you have a loan somewhere, right, and they did the loan on an application, then you can take that and send that over to the referral desk. See that send referral desk? So if you're one of our dual sponsorships, you'll have this link, this little button in your POS throughout. So whenever an application comes in, if a consumer did something on their own, then you'll be able to send that over to the referral desk, okay?
Ramon, you're not on the other screen.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
There we go. Yeah, I told you. I knew I was going to do it.
You're good.
All right, backfill. Everything I just said, remember it, and then look at the image, and boom, 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 boom. Now you're caught up. Okay, so you can see the send it to the referral desk. Okay, that's for the dual sponsorship. Now, if you are new here and we're in the process, remember I told you 8 days, 9 days. Oh my God, they're taking longer than that. But you have a file to put in. You will get access to this within 24 hours. The system, 24, 48 hours. Okay, so while we're still onboarding, you'll be able to have a file come in, send it to the transition desk, and maintain the same deal that we had from the outset. That way we lose no time, right? So if you want to and need to get a file rolling, send it to the transition desk. You'll be able to upload all the documents. You'll be able to do all the things you're accustomed to doing. No hiccup in your flow, okay? That's all built into our POS. They don't have things like this in Arrive or Point or Lender Pad, Loan Pad, whatever the name of that one is, I forget. And ours is like this because it's built custom. Our system is also integrated with Salesforce, our Salesforce backend. So a lot of the backend team is working on Salesforce, and then you can talk to them through our system, okay? So if you scroll down here, you can see there's communication that can go back and forth between the Salesforce folks, or the people working on the back end, your processors or whatnot, and yourself. So that's also really cool. Let me just jump. This thing has documents. It has all the stuff that normal POS would. And I'll show you, and maybe I should right now. This is sort of what the point of sale actually looks like. So when a consumer's working on it, it has these tabs over here, regular point of sale. It's very rich in the questions, even some added stuff like your goals, things like that for the client to answer, which we find extremely useful. So that's how the regular point of sale portion of it looks. Coming back over here, you have your document section. And one thing extra special about our system is when a document gets uploaded, you can see that this extracted tab comes. So you might have to look at it pretty close, but there's something called, I'll make it a little bigger. See that, extracted. What that means is the system is going in and reading the pay stub, taking all the information, putting it into a back-end database. So that way we can do an analysis for you within a couple of minutes. And let me show you how amazing this is. So we come back up here, look at Insights. Insights is equivalent to like a 1008. So it will come in here after taking all the information, the W-2s, it looks at the credit report, it looks at everything you need to be able to do the job you normally do as a loan officer, okay? And it's gonna analyze it, and it's gonna start calculating out all this income for you. Look at this. This takes let me stop clapping while I'm talking so you can hear me. Or clap quiet. This takes 2 to 5 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes. We're giving you so much of your time back. So much of your time is given back, and So much accuracy is being layered into the system. Okay. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing that we can do this within a couple of minutes of the client uploading the document. All you have to do as the client is go in and approve the document. Once it's uploaded, you hit approve, the extraction starts immediately. Okay. Once all the documents are there, then you can go in and hit this insights and get all this stuff figured out. And it does give you the option. If you're coming over here, look, some things you need to put in for it to do the calculation. Like, we got the loan amount, but what rate are you giving? What term? Are there any other items there? Property taxes, all that kind of stuff. That needs to be incorporated, right? And then the liabilities. Is anything being paid off? Are we keeping things? What's omitted? All that kind of stuff, right? Then what kind of income are we calculating? W-2, self-employed, bank statement, retirement. All of this is in there. Then once it understands all this stuff, then it can run the analysis, and that's what you get. And it'll tell you, listen, it tells you what the max loan is over here, right? Because sometimes people want to know, well, based on my income, what's my absolute max? Well, if it's FHA, it's 708,000, but if it's conventional, it's 564. So maybe in the beginning they want it conventional, but then we want to change it to FHA because they just want more buying power. Yeah, they have a good credit score, and normally we would just say conventional, but prices, homes are high, right? Or do I have my VA? Am I deciding to use between my VA and my conventional, right? So it's like, these are the things that you can show them. And there is a borrower's view. So it takes away some of the verbiage and just kind of cleans it up a little bit. But the borrower can come in here and see the work that you did. You worked so hard. Oh my goodness. You calculated, all that paperwork, you had to print it out. You had 2 screens open, PDF over here, PDF over there, calculator, and a piece of paper. You were typing things, blah, 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 blah. And then you produced this beautiful outlay for them. You did such a good job. You did a wonderful job. Look at this. Yep. That's what you can claim anyway. That might not be the truth, but that's what you can claim. And you can say you did it. Maybe what you do, once they get all the documents uploaded, you hit approve and then go out. Don't do it too fast. Like, give it an hour. Like, go out, have a coffee, and take a little break, walk the dog, do something like that first, and then come back, hit the button, and say, hey, I did it all for you. Don't give away that you don't have to do much. All right, that'd be my piece of advice for you. Okay. Let's see here. Moving along, there's one thing I do want to show you also. I told you this is where you price this out. So you can come in here. We're working on integrating Pylon's pricing. So that's coming soon. This is our correspondent home equity program. I told you that already. You come in here and you will be able to price out the home equity program and know how much money you're making for any of your deals. Okay. So this is right in the point of sale system. So this is a $200,000, the same scenario we've been looking at. Okay, I hit get pricing, and look, there it goes, all the pricing. You see it. I'm not lying. How do you make? Somebody told me, that's impossible, Ramon. And yes, their voice. That's not how their voice sounded, because they said it on social media. But that's how I imagined their voice. From looking at their picture and looking at what they wrote, that's how I imagined their voice sounding as they told me that I was inaccurate and couldn't make 700 basis points on a deal without giving a client a terrible, terrible rate. Yeah, go pound sand. I have to say that a lot during the course of my day to a lot of people. But if you come in here and you hit the 400 basis points credit at 8.5, it shows $8,000. Look at that. And if you charge the client 3 points, $6,000, you'd make $14,000. So that's how that works. You're able to come in here, choose a rate, see all the rates, say what you're going to charge, and listen. Maybe for whatever reason you're charging less, right? And you want to give them a lender credit, right? They have 8,000 and you're giving 2,000 in lender credit. 6,000. Now this is in the system, and after you take the client in, now imagine this. Imagine this for a second. You gave them the link, because everybody has their own personal link for the POS. They filled out the application. They uploaded their docs. You priced it. You hit approve on all the docs. Okay. It came back at a 38% DTI. Great. You priced it. right? You're going to come in here, you're going to say, oh, I made 6,000. I'm going to give them 8,000. I'm going to give them 2,000 credit. And then you're going to save this to that file. Because if you're in a file, you can, it's almost like a lock request, right? And then you're going to send it up for processing. And then that's it. That's it. Oh my goodness. You guys, it's time to go out there and win. And if you can't, if for any reason what you're doing does not work on the scenario, it will tell you, hey, you're not eligible at 660 FICO for, I changed the FICO to 660, right? You're not eligible there. You need to reduce the loan amount to 150. So it just doesn't tell you no, it tells you actually what to do. Then you're back green. Okay, now we're back in the midst. Let's get the pricing. Okay, see, now it's a higher rate because you got a 660 FICO. So you got your 3.9, 3.8, right? Right under 4% right there. Let's just choose that one. Still gonna charge, I'm gonna charge $4,000. Right, so I'm gonna make 9,790 on this deal, on this $150,000 deal. That makes home equity loans worth it. That makes closed-end seconds worth it. Get over here as fast as you can, because we're the only ones with this, right? This whole system. Because not just about the product, right? It's about the system. It's the whole workflow, right? That's what you need to win. So that's what we're showing you here. All right. Moving along, you guys understand the point of sale system now. So let's move along to a couple other fun things. We have a site that we're in the middle of working on to bring to all of you called Refi Eligible. It is out there now. It's advertised. People come to it and get live rates. Live rates. So what this is very similar to is a bank rate. But instead of bank rate makes money and Zillow rate tables make money by the loan companies paying for space across the top, right? We know, we've seen these companies all listed. And the funny thing is they're all listed with the same rate. So they all pick the lowest rate they could possibly give in the market right then, like a 5.875, and all of them have 5.875. It's kind of useless to the consumer because you have 4 or 5 people with the same exact thing. Instead, on our site, what we do is we look at the different rate buckets or the different point buckets and advertise the rates in that manner. Basically going a step higher, telling them, hey, we already went through all these lenders as a broker normally does, and we've already presented to you the best rate, right? So this, I don't know if you guys ever heard of a company named like Banking Bridge. This wipes Banking Bridge out. If you have Banking Bridge, get rid of it, get this, because now this is not only here, but it's connected to Lead World as well. So there's a bunch of good information. It's connected to, this site is connected to Fannie and Freddie. It gives the average rates every day. I mean, I think every week or something like that. Talks about all the different sort of scenarios, whether cash out, home equity, all that good stuff. But what I love the best today, what I love the best about it is it shows live rates. So you can come in here, run a scenario as a consumer, and then see what rates are today, right? So if you wanted to pay 2 points for this scenario, it's 400, 600, right? It's going to be 5.99, 6%, 6.375, 6.62, 6.625. This is if you want credit back. This is par, right? This is paying 1 point. This is paying 2 points. If you want to continue with any of the rates, voila, you just hit here and you fill out the form. Okay. Now, if you fill out the corporate form, it's going to come into us, our corporate office. All of you will have your own version of this. So if you were to fill it out, if they were to fill it out on your version, because you're advertising it, you might be Mike the loan officer, right? And you can say Mike's low rates, right? And then when you advertise Mike's low rates, it goes to this site, this webpage, right? And then when they fill out a form, it will then go into Lead World. Okay, this is Lead World. All right, this is your CRM. This is where we have Zoom, text messages. You can price the loan out in here. You can send an auto quote. All of the information comes right into this place. So you can see refi eligible. That's where it came from, right? It tells you all the details of the lead, when it came over, the IP address, all this stuff, right? So this is going to come into your system, right? And you're going to come in here. You're going to be able to make appointments. You're going to be able to price it out. Look, show loan criteria, get rates. It's going to show you all the rates. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. And then one other thing it's going to show, if you come in here, you can hit auto quote. Let's hit auto quote. Now, auto sent successfully. So you normally would have to go through the process of creating a quote, running the pricing engine, taking the rates, putting it into our system, emailing it out to the client, and texting it to the client. All of that got done right now by me hitting that one button, by that one button being hit. Okay, that's literally amazing. So let me show you exactly how that reflects. So if you come here, it texts him that information. That's the text. Literally just went off 11:30, and it's 11:31 right now. But if I come down here, I can show you the actual quote. So that one was from 8:20. Let me click it. You can see now. You can see the actual quote that I sent off to him: 7.75, 8.125, so on and so forth. So you see all of that. And this quote is being sent to the client. You can see the detail, all the different rates, so on and so forth. So pretty awesome. I mean, nobody has a more breakthrough system than us. We have the best platform out there. Our goal was to hit platform and couple that with product. Platform, product, to give you the best tools so you can go out there and win and make the most money. Now, we still have all the traditional, we have like 200 lenders. We have the best rate sheets out of everybody. You know, as you guys know, I know a lot of people in the industry. We're well connected as far as that's concerned. So you're not going to get anything better over there or over here or even here as it relates to being at the most premium rate sheet, like the most premium rate sheet at Rocket or at PennyMac or at this place or that place. Our free credit reports over there, free credit reports over here. Yes, you have them, right? So it's like all of these sort of things are pretty consistent across the board, with the exception being our platform. Our platform is far beyond what any other platform is sort of is out there. Okay, so a couple of other things I want to do here. I want to allow Madison to come in and kind of talk about her portion of what she does with TikTok Live, because we think that's extremely important. We think that's the new wave right now. So she's going to come on and she does a class, a webinar, which is a series, right? So if you get in the series, then you can go and continuously, week by week, be guided by her in order to learn how to do these things, right? But she has a introductory one as well, where you can learn about what the offering is. So she'll touch on it briefly, and then once you're on the Client Direct, you can dive in and really experience some of that value. And then Blake is going to talk about growth. What he's doing is diving into all of our loan officers' previously closed transactions, setting them up in Lead World, so that auto quote thing you just saw can automatically start sending out home equity line offers, right? Because your people that you've closed since 2017, we can go back that far, are out here going to credit unions, going to Bank of America, going online to try to get these home equity lines. Why should they do that when you can turn around and make 500, 600, 700 basis points? If any of them are in trouble and maybe had a late on something, you can help them with the other program we have down to 500 FICO. So great way to re-engage your clients. So without further ado, I'll kind of back up here and let Madison have the stage.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending on where you're at. Thank you, Ramon. It's kind of amazing seeing everything that is kind of coming together here. So one thing that in the industry that keeps coming up, and I've been talking to a lot of our account execs this week, setting up some trainings and stuff. And one theme I keep hearing is that a lot of the brokerages are downsizing. So their loan officers, they're downsizing. If you look back in 2021, there was 125,000 LOs in our industry. Currently, there's 86,000 today. So what Ramon's built is something that keeps you in the industry, keeps you making money, keeps you the tools to stay ahead of the game. And then we're building something to help you get those tools out there via social media so you can get the word out so people know to contact you and get their solutions resolved within Client Direct Mortgage with you directly, because we have the tools, we have the tech, and we have the training. So it's kind of a trifecta of what we're building and what Ramon's built, what Blake is doing with everybody coming in to get their business up and running and expediting it. And then the social media part of it, letting everybody know that you're able to do this for them. So what we're doing is we're doing a class every Monday. We're starting from beginner. Again, you don't have to have any social media experience. When I started this, learning all this, I've never been on social media before. And in 3 months, I was generating leads on social media. So it can move that quickly and it's that powerful. And then with all of these things we have that nobody else has, you're going to attract people not only because of who you are, but because of what you're able to offer and what you're able to do. So again, it's a trifecta. And we're hoping that this really propels everyone's business where they want to be, not trending with where other people are going. So we're trending in a different direction. We're going to, I really see everybody that joins this and becomes part of this collab. We're calling it a collaboration because we're all collaborating together to build each other up, build the company up, and build our clients up to where they want to be as well. So it's a collaboration. We start Monday is our first class actually. And I hope to see everybody there. If you haven't joined, you still have time to join to get in on the very first class and start from the very beginning. If you don't even have any social accounts at all, this is where you want to be so you can learn it from A to Z and be closing deals frequently from social media in 6 months. So that's what we're doing. And thank you, Ramon. And I know Blake, if you do have business that you want to bring in, Blake is going to help you with that.
Awesome. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you guys, you really do have to be in social media in one capacity or another these days. And everyone has their tribe. It's not about, I think social media at one point was more about people who wanted to be out there. They feel like they had a certain, physical look or this or that. But now it's sort of like everyone. It's just a part, especially with the lives that are out there, like TikTok Live. Yeah. Your tribe will find you, but they won't find you if you're not there. So
can't be a secret agent.
Right. All right. So we'll let Blake take it away and kind of talk about what he's working on as well.
Yeah. So one of the great things we've been working on at Client Direct, I mean, back when I started with Client Direct, Ramon and I used to always talk about something, the millionaire LO, and that market's kind of, some people don't see that possible anymore. So the biggest thing we're working on is our second programs and everything. Ramon touched on those a little bit today. My biggest part is helping LOs who have a past client database, how to cultivate that and actually turn that into dollars. I view this like every LO that's been in business for, whether it be 2 years, 3 years, some of us been in 10 years, some of us been 20 years, that database is gold. And this is the product that has demand for it. And there's actually margin on it. You're not selling that bad HELOC for 12%, 13% interest, only a 10-year term or a 20-year term, or you're not referring to a bank down the road. It's a realistic program that we can help you get business. So what we've been doing with that is really taking your old client database, not really your client database, but your past close history. We build it out in a model where we're able to predict kind of what the home values are on the property. Based off that loan amount, we can estimate kind of where their first mortgage balance is. And so it's a pretty easy sell from there to see what type of equity is in play for the borrower. And it's just a matter of getting a little bit of the details put in. Ramon will help you get that put into your Lead World account. That'll automatically send out rate quotes to them. And then it's just a matter about you picking up the phone, calling your past clients, talking to them about what their current state is. Are they kind of, stretched out foreign credit cards? Did the student loans finally start back up because they thought they were going to get forgiven? Whatever the case may be, there's an ability to roll that into their equity. And, like I've always said, the money's in your backyard. Your equity's just sitting out there, and it's not really doing anything for you sitting there. Even if you had a loan on that equity, your borrower's got to understand this. They still get an appreciation on what the total value of everything is. Doesn't matter what the debt balance is on their house. So it's a real opportunity for some LOs to make some money. We're super excited about it because refis are kind of dead. It's hard to pitch these people on this. And the home equity investment loan is definitely a winner to give relief to people as well. Ramon and I worked some leads earlier this year. Ramon keeps working them. And that was something we kept running up against. Every person we talked to always, if they wanted a second, they wanted the lowest rate on the second. Well, we have the ability to do that now. And then when we weren't trying to pitch the second, we finally got the second in play. The next thing they started asking for was this home equity investment program. And every person was like, I don't have to make a payment. I'm going to get this thing and sign up with it. It's the perfect situation to pay off my debt. So these are both real big winners for whether it's your past client database that I can show you how to cultivate and, you know, get some more deals and get some real dollars put in your pocket right away versus waiting on those pre-approvals, people to finally select the house, or, you know, they can't find the right property, they can't get the seller concessions, whatever the case may be. This is like a mini refi boom for us. We think everybody here that comes on a Client Direct, if they're working just purchase, if they're doing 7 loans in a year, 27 loans a year, 50, we think they can double their production just with these programs we have on the second side. And that'll be a huge lift for everybody. I mean, our biggest goal realistically is we want our LOs to be producers. We want them to close, you know, 10, 20, 30 more deals every year. We'd like some people to double their production. We're not out here trying to just aggregate as many loan officers as possible and just kind of hope somebody gets a deal every now and then. And that's not what we're going for. We want all of our LOs to be producers, and we think we have the best tools and the best platform to actually help them produce units on a month-to-month basis.
Yep. Great. Yeah. Well said. And that's truly what the goal is. And you can see that. I mean, you can start to see the identity and the culture of the different companies. Some are most interested in trying to recruit as many people as possible, right? In our opinion, that doesn't bring a lot of value to the individual loan officer. And then some are more strategic in the way that they want to grow. We see ourselves as a lower number of LOs, higher volume, higher producing is what we want to focus on. So that's the key. That's the key for us. One thing I want to say also about these home equity programs, the amortization periods are the reason that they're such a good deal. If you're borrowing $50,000 on a 30-year amortization, do you realize that payment is about $380 at the interest rates that we sell? So $380, you're making 7%. Okay, you're making 700 basis points, and the client is able to borrow $50,000. So we were looking at a client the other day. He had $22,000 credit card, and he was paying $700. So that was interesting. It was literally half the amount of money being borrowed for double the payment. That's where a lot of people are right now. And equity is at an all-time high. So is consumer debt at an all-time high. This is the key to you being successful. I've done all the analysis. I've done the homework. I've done the look through the formulas or whatnot. This is it. This is your sweet spot. It's going to be your sweet spot for the foreseeable future. So focus on your purchase business. Focus on your sphere of influence. But then after that, dive in there and start looking for the opportunities to help these consumers out, whether it be someone looking to gain something by building an ADU or sending their kid to college, or whether you're helping somebody that's in a pickle because somebody lost a job and they had a late and now their debt's getting out of control and they need to tap some of that equity. Either way, we have the solution. You should be the solution for that consumer, and you have to be conscious about it. You have to be proactive about it. And most important, you have to be at the right company who's going to provide you the tools in order for you to execute. Don't get complacent, because that's what I'm seeing a lot of people doing. Just kind of sitting there waiting for the sun to come through the clouds. Get in an airplane. You ever been in an airplane? When it gets up to 30,000 feet, it could be a dreary day. Oh God, it's such a horrible day. And then you get in the airplane and you get 30,000 feet up, and what do you see up there? The sun. The sun's still shining. You just need to get 30,000 feet in the air, and we'll take you there. And on that note, we want to thank you for spending the time with us. We appreciate all of you. We're going to continue to beat this drum and be here every week, reminding you that Client Direct Mortgage is the right place to be and the place where you're going to have the most fruitful career. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.